The power behind a nearly 500-pound bobsled is pure muscle. And part of this four-man Olympic team is Pembroke native Kris Horn.
You sprinted roughly like 35 meters down the ice, at which point the driver is already loading into the sled. Everyone's trying to essentially coordinate their load at the exact same time, so they all sit down simultaneously.
Then they're zipping down a roughly mile-long track in under a minute, at times reaching speeds of up to 80 miles an hour.
Once you go down the track, everything just turns into pure adrenaline, and you're just holding on for dear life, basically.
You know, he won an awful lot, so he was in the news a lot.
Kris started as a track star at Pembroke High. His coach, James Rooney, says when Kris graduated in 2012, he held pretty much every sprinting and jumping record at the school, but was always a team player, helping Pembroke win state championships as well.
Kris was a big part of that team.
Then he went on to take the national decathlon title.
Normally, if a kid comes and tells you they're training with the U.S. bobsled team, you'd be a little surprised, but with Kris, you just learn to not be surprised anymore because he literally could pick any sport and excel at it.
After graduating from UMass Amherst, Kris's coach there suggested he try out for the national bobsled team. He made it, and 4 short years later, he's competing at his first Winter Olympics.
I mean, the whole sport is just sprinting. You get 5 seconds. A lot of sprinters are really used to that, like, you're fighting for milliseconds, basically. And sprinters, they understand that. So being behind a sled, it's really not much different, just a little heavier.
The 27-year-old exudes quiet confidence.
As soon as this light's green.
Kris is the man on the left, the third to jump in. He relishes being part of the manpower fueling the sled.
You can't really truly appreciate it until you've gone out and sat there in one of the turns about like 5-10 feet off of this sled as it just whizzes on by you like a freight train.